Good morning.
Good
Hello.
morning. Hello. How are you?
We are on the Positive Energy podcast for you today.
With Marcy and Kelly.
Yes.
How's everyone doing today?
I hope you're well.
Yeah, pushing that positive vibe, pushing that positive energy. What was it we were going to talk about today? Fear.
Yes, fear.
Fear, and how fear is something that immobilizes us.
Handicapping.
Handicaps us, yes, big time.
And that's almost like the areas of concern.
Correct.
And the
Correct.
areos of not concern.
Influence.
Is it thundering?
Well, a little
anyway,
cloudy, but this
Tampa,
is Florida
it's
weather.
always.
This is Florida weather. So how do we, kind of utilize our energy? And by energy, I'm talking about the physical energy that we
that we
possess
instill
within us,
on
and that we
other
move,
things
and
too,
then give to give to the universe as well. How do we use that to address these fears? That's I guess what we want to go into,
or to focus on the positive rather than
when you asked me earlier today, what are you scared of? A scary experience.
spiders.
I had to really think because my whole concept of fear
The
has
scariest
changed.
paranormal experience.
Again, for me, I'm a meditator. Love my yoga. Do my salutation to the sun on a regular basis just to make sure I get loose and get in. But I'm a meditator, and in your meditation, you usually will get very, very deep. For me, one very, very scary experience was when I actually kind of broke dimension.
What was that like?
Breaking dimension. Obviously, we're in 3D. 4D is time. So to be able to slow down.
Used to be like crazy, like focus.
Exactly. Yeah. To focus so much that I could focus on slowing down my heart rate.
That's
I
insane.
could focus on feeling the flow of my blood going through my veins and focus on, let me try and slow that down.
Yeah.
The power that you get from that was really, really scary for me because I was like, oh my God.
You don't know what to do with it.
But also I said in my mind, I could actually focus myself into unconsciousness.
That's crazy.
And literally, somebody would have to come along and wake me up. Because otherwise, and that's of course when you float into that kind of and break dimension, you have no idea where you are in the spirit world. You could end up becoming possessed by some other hungry ghost that's out there. Because you're vulnerable.
Yeah,
you're vulnerable. You're wide open. You could be
possessed
by some hungry ghost that's out there, and next thing you know, when you wake up, you're actually you, but you're spiritually somebody different. So that for me is definitely a fearful one in meditating and making sure that you don't leave yourself.
Yeah, focus.
I think that's my greatest fear, vulnerability. Yeah. I think for all of us.
Everyone has
for me, vulnerability to being hurt. I'll put it out there bluntly. Vulnerability to being hurt. I don't think anyone likes pain. One of the comments from someone was to kind of talk about that. I think we want to address that as well in another episode.
Yeah.
How do we deal with this with pain? We talked about dealing with the physical pain, and I talked about my shoulder. Yeah, but how do you deal with the psychological pain? How do you deal with the emotional pain?
I think time is something that you just have to face it. Like we always joke around and say embracing knowledge.
Correct.
You have to kind of face things head on, as so uncomfortable as they could be sometimes, and just kind of roll with it and understand that time and you're allowed to feel what you feel, whatever the situation may be, and accept that, because when you do, it's like then you can kind of move on. I mean, it may take you some time, but it's fine. Everyone's different.
And just kind of keeping in line with this idea of time. Things take time. Well, what if I could, and again, we're talking breaking dimensions here. What if I could slow down my reality of time or my perception of time?
That would be awesome.
Right? So that for me, things are moving slower, but they're moving regular pace. So
Steady
it looks like I'm moving fast.
You're almost not getting anxiety. And a lot of empaths, we have anxiety. We have our head goes a million times a minute, especially the creative ones on top of that. And I've read about it, how a lot of empaths are susceptible. People that I'm sure can break dimensions too are susceptible of anxiety, depression, all that kind of stuff.
Big time. Well, you leave again. You leave yourself vulnerable.
Yeah.
And when you're talking about vulnerability. When you're talking about the consciousness, that's another one we want to kind of get into. The brain versus the mind, or the consciousness.
I had a
spirit,
super scary one.
Please talk about that.
It was, well, actually, I've had a few. Not really much in the paranormal world. It scares me, believe it or not, because if you're in control, you can do a lot with that. I know water's good, right?
Lovely.
Cucumber and lemon water, and I ran out. I gotta make more.
But
yeah.
Continue, please.
Sorry. So I remember my husband was in Long Island at the time for work, and I was with Bryson. This is before I had Mathis, and Bryson I think was like maybe like 3 years old. We were just going to be putting him into a bed, and when I came home from a play date with one of my girlfriends and her daughters, I felt like someone was lurking. I just knew it, and it was like it was telling me. I just had this notion that by nighttime, it was just going to be there. And it was watching me and just, I literally opened up the closet doors in our house in Connecticut thinking that maybe there was somebody there that maybe, okay, don't think it's paranormal. Like, you know, nothing. So nighttime comes and my husband was at a Long Island hockey game or something with one of his coworkers or something. They left the city to go there. And I bring Bryson into his bedroom at the end of the hallway, and there you go. I smell cigarette smoke. There you go. That is, I don't know about you guys, that's one of my huge key indicator. It's like stale cigarette smoke. Not really, but it's more cigarette. It was like literally walking into a bar.
Yeah, because that old club, nightclub, old bar type smell.
And then
no
left.
Brewery.
And left. And so I'm kind of like, whoa. And I said, oh boy, not again. Because I knew it was paranormal. Oh, not again. So I said to Bryson, I'm like, I knew this thing was here. I was freaking out, and I was trying to stay calm. And I'll never forget my peripheral vision. I looked over, and I saw this darker than dark thing, and I'm not going to go into it. And it was freaking me out, and so I knew that they prey on negativity and fear. Clearly, you know, all of you that have experienced this stuff knows that when you're in a house and it can be negative or whatever, it just gets worse and worse, and nothing seems. You never get a break. And so I was like, oh God, I'm freaking out. And so I said to my son, trying to like play it cool, I said, you know, not for me, more for it. And I said, you know, you need to sleep in your crib tonight. I said, you know, Mommy's going to go in her room. And he was like, Mommy, I want to be with you. So, okay, fine, which I really wanted him with me because I was freaking out. So I took him in the bedroom. And it was kind of diagonal across from our kitchen almost. And he was lying against the wall. And then stood up, looked over like this, and goes, Mommy, it's happy birthday to you. I said, oh my God, he smells the smoke. I said, what are you doing? He goes, did you see the candles, Mommy? And I was like, oh my God, I was so freaked out. And so the next day, because I didn't want to know then, the next day I said to him, I said, were they lit or not lit? He goes, oh, Mommy, they were lit. I was like, oh, that was one of my, oh my God, I was so scared. And then it was kind of like a little battle to get this little sucker out. But
of course.
It worked.
Wow.
Oh, that was one of a few, but yeah.
Thank you for sharing.
Yes, that. I know.
I'll tell you, for those of you who are creative empaths like Marcy, that see auras and see spirits, and
communicate with
them, the ability to actually cross them over to that light.
Yeah. Well, everyone has different gifts. Mine happened. I don't know if anyone realizes. Mine happened to be crossing over spirit.
Namaste. I bow to that divinity in you. Please keep doing it.
Yeah, I have friends that can see the bad in people, some people that can just see auras, some people that can predict what's going on in the future. I mean, just, everyone's got their own set of gifts within that gift. It's great. It's awesome.
I just want to be able to push out as much positive energy as I can.
Same here.
And literally emit that to the
That's
world
what I say.
as much
Emit
as I can.
your...
That's it. You got to, man. I mean, literally push it out there. And if you don't have it, be around those who do. I put up a post there.
It's contagious.
If you can't bring your own sunshine, get in somebody's, man, and absorb theirs. I love the sun. I go out there and because it gives me that great positive energy and that good positive spirit. I read a comment. Thank you so much for the comments. Oh, I love them. Thank you. It made me feel so good that we are authentic. And I
we are. People always tell us, and we love it. Thank you so much.
Because we really are trying to be authentic,
silly, normal selves, or
positive, and push that positive.
It's not that we try to be relatable. I mean, this is how we are. I mean, he's very logical, who had his experiences, and there's me, who's kind of silly and stuff.
I'm silly too. Don't get me wrong. I'm silly too.
Yes, he is. But I just don't know all those.
But again, for me, the fear, the vulnerability. You just have to face it.
Yeah.
If I could, turn back the hands of time. You know.
Oh my God! If we knew what we know now, like if I didn't know I could see auras when I was like, well, actually I never really knew till about a few years ago, and it's like if I could have saw auras like back in junior high and high school, life would have been so much better.
Oh yeah, you would know who to avoid.
That one's Two-Faced.
Let me get close to this person because they're really gonna get it down the line.
I know, right?
And they're gonna be in really good space, and I want to be in that same space with them. So too good.
Maybe we can talk about fear in another episode.
Sure, we can. Of course, as well as the pain.
Yes,
and dealing with that.
Totally.
The negative and positive pull and
let's just do a back-to-back for shits and giggles.
All right, sounds good to me. Hey,
Take
keep it
care,
positive.
love and light, and energy. Bye.